Okay. Oh, yeah, right. We are live now. We're back on. We are live. Okay. All right. Hey, let's get it. Uh let, let's see here. Let's wait here. Um, okay. Can you guys hear me?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. Welcome to Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. I'm your host, Tony Renfro, and my co-host LaDonna Sherwood and Francis Larkin. Say hello,
Hello.
everybody. Hey.
Hey,
Listen,
hello.
uh, hi, how's your weekend? How's things been going this past week since I've talked to you?
Everything is going well. I am finally feeling a little better from my encounters with COVID, and
Mm,
I am sounding better and looking better for close to 3 weeks there. I had lost my voice and I was just hoarse. I'm a little bit hoarse, but I'm better, and so I'm looking forward to this show because we all need to know what we can do to kind of boost our immune systems and remain healthy. I'm super excited about tonight.
Well,
yeah.
great. We have a real good guest tonight. But before we
Uh-huh.
get to our guest tonight, um, I want you guys who are watching us right now tonight is to stay safe, please. Keep your mask on. The COVID-19 is no joke. It's for real, and it's spreading like wildfires. And I need you. I need you guys to please stay safe and wear your mask. Keep your social distancing, and it's just something that you need to do because it's not prejudice, it's not bias, it's after you. Okay, so we at Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. I'm asking you, please, and we pray that you stay safe. Now, we're about ready to get started with our show,
Woo.
and tonight we're gonna talk about how to live a healthy life, and so let's get started with it. Okay. Welcome to Knowledge is Power Podcast Live with your host, Tony Redfro, and my co-hosts, LaDonna Sherwood and Francis Larkins.
Knowledge is Power Podcast Live starts now.
Well, welcome to our new guest tonight, and let me introduce you to it. And we're talking about how to live a healthy life with the life and wellness coach, Porsche Perez. Hello, Porsche.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Welcome.
Well, Adonna, you know your spell.
Well, let me guys tell you, Knowledge is Power Podcast Live is a platform where we pride ourselves on reaching out to the African American communities, talking to them about education, finances, business, politics, anything that is going on in the African American community. And we pride ourselves on having our pulse and our hands in the streets, making sure that we make you up to date on whatever is going on in and around the Golden Triangle and surrounding areas. We are super excited about our guest tonight, which I normally say because this lady is an entrepreneur. She is a wellness coach, and she makes sure that we are feeling well, boosting our immune system and making us better. And in the world of COVID-19, baby, we need all the help that we can get, no matter where we're getting it from, whether it's our juices and berries or just our mental stability. We need it all. We need to cover all our bases. We don't need to leave a stone unturned right now. So we're super excited about Porsche Perez and everything that she's going to talk to us about tonight.
All right. Again, thank you everyone for visiting with us. And we are all here every Sunday at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m., right here on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're on them all the platforms. So please, if you're streaming, check us out here at Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. Francis.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you, Portia. I just want to know a little bit about you before I get into the real questions that I have for you because I have several. So tell us
Okay.
a little bit about yourself.
So I am originally from Houston. I've been in Beaumont now almost 3 years. I came to Beaumont because I got married to Michael Perez. So I moved from Houston and came to Beaumont. And basically, kind of how the whole Elderberry thing kind of came about is because I pretty much spent years just being sick. And I've been having strep throat since I was a little kid, like every year. I'm not centered. Hold on, let me move a little bit. Okay, so anyways, so I dealt with strep throat every year, sometimes several times a year. If it wasn't strep throat, it was a cold that could not go away without antibiotics. And like for anybody that's regular, and normal, like you should be able to fight off a cold in 7 to 10 days, even with nothing. And I could not get rid of it. So anyways, basically I went from just kind of having, even with strep throat, it was just kind of, the very sore throat. I couldn't eat, couldn't talk, all that kind of thing, to basically getting to the point where it was really debilitating to me. And like, I literally could not get myself out of bed in the morning.
Wow.
And so as a single mom at the time, I had 2 little kids I had to take care of. I had to go to work and all these things. And like, I literally would have to text my mom in the morning and say, can you come and get the kids and take them to school for me? Because I couldn't do it. So, years of several rounds of antibiotics and all that kind of stuff. And so basically by the time I got to Beaumont, my husband and I decided that I was going to stay at home with the kids. And I'm just like, I can't be here and be debilitated. Mm-hmm. So I was still kind of searching for answers, still seeing if there's anything that I can do. At that point, I still wasn't, I didn't really know much about like the immune system and how that worked. I just knew I needed something to help. So needless to say, someone told me about elderberry syrup. I figured, okay, why not? I'll try it. Don't know what that is, but I'll try it. And I tried it. And for the first couple of months, I didn't notice anything. Like there was no change. There was nothing. And I didn't realize until after going a period without it, that was actually a good sign. By the time I went on a trip and was gone for several days without the elderberry syrup, I came back sick. And at that point, I realized, wow, it's been several months and I hadn't been sick. I had by that point, I should have had strep throat at least once and at least 2 colds. And I hadn't had anything. And so that was when I realized, oh, wow, there really is something to this stuff. And so I kept taking it, pretty much got to the point to where like I used to be on Allegra every day for my allergies, like hadn't had to take Allegra anymore. Hadn't had another strep throat. I don't even have colds.
So you're saying this elderberry syrup is like a some type of magic potion, some kind of like secret weapon to the COVID.
I want to say that.
Okay.
I want to say that, but I'm very careful.
Okay. Johnson and Johnson.
But, okay. But I will say this though. The immune system is the secret weapon.
Okay.
That is it.
It's a builder to the immunity.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. We're taking notes.
Yes.
Well, tell me about the elderberry. Everybody knows about the elderberry, but me, and I guess quite a few other people. So tell us about the elderberry.
So the elderberry syrup, first off, I make it with several different ingredients. So I make it with all organic, all natural products. And so I'm using organic elderberries. I'm using organic fresh ginger. I think this is one of the things that actually really make mine very different from others that you may try, because I'm buying fresh, like an actual fresh organic root, ginger root, and I actually grate it myself. So basically, like, and I'll make like ginger and turmeric teas and things like that. There is a very distinct difference with the process of using the ginger and the turmeric. So you can cut it up and put it in something and try to boil it, whatever the case is, but it is not going to have the same effects where if you grate it. Like it literally like triples the potency of it. And it's like it pulls all the juices out of it and everything. Like you're getting everything from that root. And so I hand grate. In fact, I laugh with my massage therapist because this is the side that's usually pretty tight. She's like, yeah, I know that's your elderberry arm. Because I'm in there doing some serious wrist work and arm work, trying to make the freshest, best elderberry syrup that I possibly can. And it's so worth it to me, y'all. Because the potency is tripled, but the fresh ginger root, fresh turmeric root, organic cinnamon, organic clove, and then the local honey from the area, which is why the allergies, I don't use antihistamines anymore.
Oh, wow.
So that's what's in it.
I'm so looking forward to that. And I'm super excited about having placed my first order because I already take elderberry every day, and I already do the vitamin C and the zinc, audio silver, and the vitamin D, and just a bunch of other things that I'm already taking. But if I can have that local honey with my elderberry and my fresh ginger, and now I can add that into my routine, I'm super excited also to announce to our listeners that there's an elderberry cocktail. Hello. Hello. Cheers. I mean, you can make an elderberry cocktail where now
we're going to call it secret potion.
Even improving your immune system. So let me tell you guys, I should have sent this to Tony, but there's a recipe for elderberry cocktails where you can switch out the cocktail mix for, whether you want to do gin or vodka or cognac. I'm excited. So Tony, I'm gonna forward this to you, but for my people that are like me, you can have an elderberry cocktail with simple syrup, and elderberry and vodka and a little bit of lemon juice and club soda. Boom.
And it helps you build your immunity. So that's number one, especially during this COVID season with the peak in the numbers and everything. I just think, that this is, I think it's pretty awesome what you've done. I shared your business card at least 3 or 4 times this week with people. So I'm just, I haven't actually, and now I'm going off on a tangent, but I haven't been out in weeks. Months probably. I went out last night. I came home and down my elderberry just to make sure. Just to make sure I was good last night. So
I tell people your normal dose of it would be a tablespoon of it a day. I tell people during cold and flu season, I recommend doing twice a day. We've been doing twice a day all year just because the COVID's been going on too. But literally, the second you feel allergies coming on, or you just don't feel 100%, you want to go ahead and take that thing like 4 or 5 times a day.
What's the shelf life on that, Porsche? I know the equivalent you said.
A wellness professional in person, do you have a package that you recommend that people put together and take daily to undergird themselves to make sure that they're strong? I'm one of those people that believe if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Right.
So I plan on staying ready.
Right. So kind of going back to like Tony too, and just kind of ask, okay, so if I'm coming to you for the first time, like what would you put together for me? Right. So I'm very individual. And so everybody is at a different place. I'm all about simplicity and ease, because what happens is if it becomes too complicated or too much, people don't stick with it. Right. And so if you're at the place to where you're already on a regimen, then what you're on actually may be fine. Just continue to do that. Whereas somebody else who takes nothing, then their best bet is to just take the elderberry syrup. Like if you can just take that, then you would actually be doing really well. We actually, we partner with it's a nutrition store actually in Bedford, Texas. He actually saw our article. We were in the Bowman Enterprise for the elderberry syrup, and he saw the article and he wanted to carry the elderberry syrup in his store.
Wow.
And so, he called us and he's just like, hey, like, I need some of this in my store, because he said, I have people that come in here and they want to be healthy and they want to feel better, but they get so overwhelmed by all the different supplements. And then they just realize they just can't take that. They can't take all that stuff every day. He said, but I saw the ingredients in your elderberry syrup and I'm like, hey, just take this. And
it's
this
affordable.
is actually this is going to be like amazing for you. So, and here's the thing. So one of the things is, first off, the elderberries just by itself is loaded with vitamin C.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So vitamin C is one of those vitamins that's like, I mean, it does so many different things for you, but especially as far as just keeping you well, vitamin C is just awesome. It's loaded with antioxidants. Antioxidants are the things that come inside of your body to basically fight off everything that's trying to attack you. Okay. So it's loaded with antioxidants. It was funny. My son, I had my son do a nutritional deficiency test from a nutritionist, and the nutritionist laughed when he saw the results. He said, I see he's been taking his elderberry every day, because he could see his level of antioxidants in his body.
Oh, wow.
And so it's full of antioxidants. One of the other things is that I have the ginger and the turmeric in there. Those two are powerhouses, and they're anti-inflammatories. I want to say all diseases, but I'm just, for the sake of it, I'm going to say most diseases are caused because of inflammation. Mm-hmm. And so if you can reduce that inflammation inside of your body, rather you're getting the inflammation from food, lifestyle, whatever it is, genetics, whatever the case is, like just taking the elderberry actually helps to reduce the inflammation that you have in your body, that lessens your chances of disease. And so what's happening is there was a lot of people that were buying the elderberry syrup, and they're buying it just to say, well, but they're calling me back like, my arthritis feels better. My gout is better. Like all these different, my joint pain is better. It's because the elderberry has the ginger and the turmeric in it, and it's reducing that inflammation. People were finding out that it was giving them energy. And people have asked me, does it give you energy? To stay on the safe side, I say no. Like, it's not designed to give you energy. But here's the thing. If you're full of inflammation and you're taking something that reduces that inflammation, when that inflammation is reduced, your natural energy is going to come out.
Right. You're going to feel better overall. If all of a sudden my back and my neck and my knees and my hands and my feet is hurting, and now they're not hurting, of course I feel more energetic, because the pains that I was feeling on a day-to-day basis, I'm not feeling. So it's not boosting my energy. It's just giving me peace in places that I had no peace.
Right. So you're just naturally going to feel better. So if I had to say one thing that I would want people to say, I mean, I sell the stuff, but I would say elderberry, just because it's so many different things in there that have so many different benefits to it. If I had to add something to it, I would say vitamin D.
I would say cocktails.
especially for my Black people, I would say vitamin D. So vitamin D is one of the things that we, especially as Black people in general, we are pretty much all deficient in. Right. And the main reason that we're deficient in it is because we don't like going outside. Right. I love going outside, but most Black people just do not like going outside. But even for the ones who do like going outside, because of the color of our skin, it actually takes more time for us to sit outside and actually absorb the vitamin D than a lighter skinned person. I would have to sit outside for about a good 2 hours and get straight sun in order to really get the vitamin D that I need. And so the vitamin, if I had to add something to the elderberry syrup, I would say the vitamin D. Now
have you looked into adding vitamin D to your mix so that you can kind of?
I don't know. I don't like adding stuff. I just like.
If that's the thing that we need, I'm just wondering: is there a liquid vitamin D that you can maybe just squeeze in there and then have it all?
So possibly. But also one of the other things is there are certain things that absorb better with other materials too. Mm-hmm. So vitamin D is one of those vitamins that absorb better with some type of oil. So for us, we actually I use a brand called Nordic Naturals. Y'all can look that up. But I use Nordic Naturals, and I use the cod liver oil with the vitamin D in it. Cod liver oil, by the way, is amazing. Like, we need the omega-3s. We absolutely need it for immune function, for brain function. Our bodies need the omegas, or the omega-3s in particular. And so I use that oil that has the vitamin D in that.
What is it? Cod liver oil? Does it already have it in there?
Cod liver oil.
Well, we Black, we all know about castor oil and cod liver oil.
Is that correct?
We know about that, okay?
So and here's the thing. I'm actually currently looking into selling some of that in our location as well, in our office, because I do want people to use that stuff. So hopefully that will be actually in the near future. So I'm currently, there's a lot of different things. I mean, there's magnesium that we're all deficient in. That plays all kind of roles. So there are different things, and I'm actually, I'm currently looking into a lot of different vitamins and supplements to add to what we're doing as well. But if I had to simplify it, I would say if you can stand taking the elderberry every single day, and I say stand it not because of the taste, but just because of the consistency of it. If you can take that every day and then take it several times a day. This is very, very important. Literally, you got to catch it at the very early stages of it. If I know the beginning stages of a cold for me is an itchy throat. So as soon as I feel that itchy throat, I need to be taking elderberry a couple of times a day.
So you're saying I should take a tablespoon of elderberry every day, every morning. I'll take
every morning. And we do twice a day during this season. So we do morning and nighttime.
Okay.
If for whatever reason I'm not feeling 100%, or I know I just been ripping and running and all that kind of stuff, and I know I'm putting stress on my body. If I can't do it 4 or 5 times a day, I'll double up in the morning and at nighttime.
Okay.
Wow.
And for those of us that are kind of on the ratchet list, we can. I mean, and I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you have that elderberry syrup and you're gonna have a few cocktails for the evening. Put that tablespoon in there, and now you're. I mean, it's not like.
What is it best paired with? I know you sent out the.
I sent out a little thing, but I think that you can mix it with anything: gin, vodka, cognac, whatever, with your little bit of lemon juice and club soda. That's what the recipe calls for. And that way you're also getting a little bit of elderberry in if you can't remember. I mean, put it at where you mix the cocktails at, whatever. That's important too. I mean, let's not
let's get it in.
Anybody out. You know, if you can mix it in, mix it in.
Yeah.
So,
and
no, go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was gonna address Tony's second question that he had about the exercise. And so here's the thing. When it comes to exercise, we just have to understand, number one, that it's a requirement. Our bodies require exercise. But here's the other part of it. It's not this requirement of, I gotta, do the absolute most every day in order to get something out of it. Y'all, just walking, it makes a huge difference. Walking, just move your body.
Yes.
Most of the time, Saturdays, I find myself I'll wake up thinking to myself, I need to go and walk or do something. But then I'm I gotta clean my house today. Right. So if I'm cleaning, that's my exercise for today. Right. And if you look that stuff up, vacuuming and sweeping and whatever, there's a certain amount of calories you're burning when you're doing those things. Yeah. If you wanna hype it up some, do some squats with it or do some lunges with it or whatever.
Now, is there some music on and the elderberry syrup that kind of helps you with that?
Said what?
Is there a few secrets in that elderberry syrup that helps you drop a few calories? Because Lord knows I can't fit any of my pants right now.
So it's not a weight loss supplement.
Oh Lord! See,
and the only thing that I was gonna add is that a body in motion stays in motion. So what she's saying about cleaning and sweeping and mopping and vacuuming and just moving around or dancing.
Mm-hmm.
It's as long as you keep it moving, it's gonna keep moving. If you stay at rest, you're gonna be
so
at
you're
rest.
gonna notice
Hear
over
that,
time.
Tony?
You're gonna notice over time that your metabolism is gonna start getting better because you're just gonna be used to it.
Right.
Well, those senior citizens want to know, make sure they knew what to do when
they can go outside and walk. They can
walk a block or two.
They can walk a block.
I used my CrossFit today.
Oh, wow.
I crossed my fingers and hope I fit the jeans.
Francis, he said CrossFit.
I can't. So, Porsche, I am looking at your business card right now, and there's a whole host of things that you target basically through your life and wellness coach program. And I obviously failed the marriage and family a couple of times, but you do got some emotional and individual growth here.
She do that too? Oh, she gonna get a new client today.
Health and wellness, natural.
Yes. So look, y'all, we have pretty much.
Y'all know I need help.
We've turned into like a full wellness center, okay? And so I started off doing this with just like the life and wellness coaching. So I have a master's in counseling and decided to go into more of life coaching because I just like that role better than counseling. And I wanted to add the wellness piece to it. So I kind of stuck with the coach, so I have a little bit more flexibility with it. But because I got more into the wellness part of it, then I actually was able to bring on a licensed therapist. So we have a licensed therapist. We have also a personal trainer as well. So remember, I told you like exercise is mandatory. Mm-hmm. And so the personal trainer really comes into handy because the personal trainer, for the most part, is really an accountability piece. Mm-hmm. Like there are some people who already do know how to exercise and they know that, but they need somebody to say, get your butt up and let's go and do this.
Right.
You know, and have set things for them to do. And also, so being able to include that was a really important piece for us because our bodies need to be moving.
Right.
And so we have that. We have the elderberry syrup. Like I said, I'm looking into actually adding in other things as well. Right now, I'm also a distributor for a brand called Soul Naturals. It's a line of supplements that are basically a mixture of herbs that work with the mind and the body. I actually just posted something today on our Facebook page that talked about the mind and body connection. And basically, like when we have these unresolved issues mentally, rather that's like current life issues or it's past traumas or whatever, it will always manifest itself physically inside of us. Always.
Well, I definitely see like a boom in your business after COVID because there will be a lot of people suffering from. There are people right now that are just basically mentally disturbed and annoyed with and obsessed with. I may have COVID if I leave my house. I may get COVID. So I mean, are you guys ready for this boom? Okay.
I mean, we are. In fact, we actually just we got another office space, and we're actually doing some renovations in there now, and so that should be ready in about 2 weeks. So we'll start having people come there for all the services and the products. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of different things coming up. We are definitely equipping ourselves to handle whatever comes our way because we just as members of the community, like we have something that is so valuable to so many people in this community. Why on earth would we not share this?
Right.
Well, let me ask you this: on the mental health side, with everything that's going on with COVID, and you said that your master's is in counseling. Mm-hmm. Are you helping people through the crisis and the PTSD that COVID has created, as well as family and marital
all of that
and counseling? Because everybody's together all of these days and weeks and months. Kids didn't go to school and parents is looking at each other and people that lost their jobs and they all at home together and cooped in.
Yes.
What are you telling people? Because baby, I'm trying to get on your list. I'm so tired of these people at my house. Honey, I'm ready to get rid of some of these people.
Well, so first off, I think that there has to be an understanding that when we stress about it, that is actually weakening our system and making us more vulnerable to the disease. Like it just is. And so the first thing that I've been telling people is to calm down. Okay. Calm down and try to equip yourself. Okay. We have, we have the choice of freaking out and not doing anything, just sitting there, just scared. Or we can say, you know what? Let me start exercising. Let me make sure I'm taking my elderberry syrup. Let me make sure I'm adding more fruits and vegetables to my diet. Let me reduce my sugar intake. Let me focus on what I can do that's really going to make a big difference. And I think I think if I had to sum up what like my whole message is, like, and I love that this is called Knowledge is Power, because it's like one of the things I'm just super passionate about is just really trying to get people to understand our system